Hello. እንዴት ናችሁ? Last time we have been discussed the different characteristics of business marketing or industrial marketing. Now let's proceed to the the industrial product characteristics. Industrial product. So since product is anything that can be offered to the market, so this market is in between business to business, or simply this is providing industrial products to business organization. So what makes industrial product different from a consumer product? So in this case, we'll see the peculiar characteristics of industrial products. So industrial product is generally complex in terms of technicality, as well as this product is not purchased for personal consumption. This product, which means industrial product or service, is purchased for further purpose or further production. So industrial product also purchased as a component part of a certain product. So if we need to produce a product, we have to purchase industrial products as component or simply as parts of our product. And the other characteristics of industrial product could be the importance given to technical aspects of the product. So we need different specifications. So first we have to develop technical specification before we purchase that industrial product. Since the technical aspects of the product is, very important. So the risk of this product fell in technical aspects of the product. The real risks in failing with technical aspects of the product. So whenever we purchase, so the probability, the real risk is, so what will happen in the purchasing process of industrial product. So in this case, the risk with respect to industrial product is with the technical specification. Sometimes the risk may not, or simply when we develop technical specification to this industrial product and try to purchase based on our specification, so this may not, or our specification may not fit with the product feature. So in this case, there is a gap between what we expect to purchase and the real appearance of the product. The difference between these two products, the real expectation, the expectation and the real nature of the product, their gap will be technical risk or real risk. So in this case, whenever we purchase industrial product, first we have to develop specification, since this technical specification is very important. So the other characteristics of industrial products could be some companies, as a result, commit a serious mistake of trying to change the customer to fit the product. So in this case, the stress problem of many business organization that produces industrial product could be, try to match their product to the customer's need. So And instead, they have to first identify the customer's need and fit their product to their customer's need. So in this case, some of the serious problems of industrial product could be try to change the customer's need in relation to the available product. The other, the quality control manager of cold rolled steel stripe manufacturing company informed an important customer who used cold rolled steel stripe for manufacturing of luggage bags. So in this case, the customer was not justified in rejecting his company product. So as it was, as per the relevant Ethiopian standard specification. So sometimes there are some standards set by different agencies like Ethiopian Standard Agency. So this product may not fit with the standard. So when the product unable to meet the standard, so in this case, the customer is supposed to reject the product because this is below the standard, which is set by the Ethiopian Conformance and Standard Agency. So in this case, industrial product characters also, customers are not only returning the entire rejection, but also cancelled the balance order. Sometimes when there is some defect in the product in consumer market, you can reject the few product and replace with non-defective products. But in industrial product purchase, if the customer find out some defective product, so they can return the entire purchase or order, or sometimes they may cancel the entire order. So this is some of the characters that makes industrial product different from consumer product. So that there would be, if the customer rejects the existing product, so competitors will take over that order and provide as per the need and the specification of the customer. So in this case, other competitors will take, competitive advantage over, companies that produce industrial product because of, non-conformance with the specification, or sometimes if the specification is below the standard, other competitors will take over the advantage. So as compared to consumer market, industrial customer place greater importance on service and delivery. In consumer market, you don't need to, after-sales service. Or sometimes the purchase, after purchasing the product, you may not need, additional service after purchase in consumer market. Whereas in industrial market, what's more important is the service after purchase. Once you purchase the product in industrial market, what's important is the service. The product should be delivered timely, and after delivery, you need, as a business organization, a service, after sales service. So in this case, as compared with consumer market, what is more important in industrial product is the after sales service, as well as delivery or availability of the product. If a delay happen in industrial product purchase, so there will be, huge amount of crisis, because, organizations are, purchase this industrial product for further process, for further operation or production. So let delivery in this industrial product create another mess or crisis in purchasing industry or company. Just it will interrupt the operation of the customer or the buyer's company. So in this case, what we have to consider is a service as well as the delivery in industrial products. ስለዚህ አንዳንዴ ይሄ ኮንሱመር ፕሮዳክት ከምንላቸው ይሄ ለየት የሚያደርገው ኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት ምንድነው? ምናልባት ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ከገዛም በኋላ ሰርቪስ ላንፈልግ እንችላለን። since it is personal consumption we will consume እና ዴሊቨሪ ደግሞ ብዙ ማተር አያደርግም። ምናልባት ዴሊቨር ከማድረግ አንድ ቀን ወይ ሁለት ቀን ቢዘገይብን ብዙ ክራይሲስ ሊያፈጥርብን ይችላል። ኮንሰፕሽናችን ነው ዲሌይ የሚሆነው ኮንሰፕሽናችን። በኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት ጊዜ ግን ዋናው ችግሩ ምንድነው? እኛ የምንሸጠው ሌላ ድርጅቶች ነው። እነዛ ድርጅቶች ደግሞ ምናልባት ለፕሮፊት ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ለፋሲሊቴሽን ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ሌላ ፕሮዳክት እንደ ሮ ማቴሪያል ሊሆን ይችላል እኛ የምንሰጣቸውና ልክ በሚዘገይበት ሰዓት ምን ይፈጠራል ማለት ነው? ለፕሮዳክሽን ከፈለጉት ፕሮዳክሽን ይቋረጣል ማለት ነው ያ ድርጅት ውስጥ። ስለዚህ ከፍተኛ የሆነ ክራይሲስ ያጋጥማል። ስለዚህ ከፍተኛ የሆነ ኢንፋሲስ መስጠት ያለብን በምንሰጠው ሰርቪስ እና በምናደርስበት ጊዜ ኢንተራፕሽን እንዳይፈጠር ይሆናል ማለት ነው በኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት። So do you have any other idea about the characteristics of this industrial product not mentioned in our discussion? Scalacho. Industrial product ከኮንሱመር ፕሮዳክት የሚለይበት ካራክተሪስቲክ ወይም ምንድነው የሚባለው? peculiar behavior.
እንትን ነው የሚሆነው ኢንዱስትሪያል ሲሆን እቃዎቹን ነው የሚያመርተው ለማን እንደሚሸጥ አቅም ከስተመሮቹን ፌስ ቱ ፌስ ወይም እንትን ኮኔክሽን የለውም።
ስለዚህ በደንበኞች ፍላጎት ተመስርቶ አይደለም የሚያመርተው።
ተመስርቶ አይደለም ጸጥ ብሎ እንደ ትልቅ ነገር አንድ ቀን ያመርታል ከዛ ለሌላ ለሚሸጠው ሰው ደግሞ ይሰጣል። እነሱ ናቸው ከስተመር ሰርቪስ ደግሞ ምንላቸው ትንንሽ ሾፕ ያላቸው ከሰዎች ጋር ፌስ ቱ ፌስ ኮሙኒኬሽን እያደረጉ እቃቸው የሚሰጡና ከስተመር ቤዛቸውን የሚያውቁ ማለት ነው።
ስለዚህ አሁን እዚህ ላይ የምናመርተው ነገር አሁን ለማን ነው ማለት ነው? ለትልቅ ድርጅቶች ነው የሚሆነው። ስለዚህ እነዛ ድርጅቶች የኛም ፕሮዳክት እንበልና እንደሚወስዱት ይችላሉ፣ እንደ ኢንፑት ሊወስዱት ይችላሉ፣ እንደ ፓርትስ ኤንድ ኮምፖነንት ሊወስዱት ይችላሉ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄን ፕሮዳክትኛ ብናዘገይባቸው ዴሊቨሪ ላይ ምን ይፈጠራል ማለት ነው? ኮምፕሊትሊ የነሱ ፕሮዳክሽን ይቋረጣል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ እንደ ኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት አምራች ድርጅት ከፍተኛ የሆነ ትኩረት መስጠት ያለብን ለምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? ለዴሊቨሪ እና availability of products. So the classification of industrial product or business product. So there are three classifications of industrial product. The first classification is materials and parts. So we can produce as industrial business materials and parts of another organization. A cement factory can produce a material for construction company. So the transaction between cement factory and construction company could be a business market. And we can also produce parts. So these parts also an important components of another organization or other business organization. Or we can produce capital items. Capital items like machinery, or it could be heavy duty machine, or it could be equipment, or it could be tools. So in this case, this industrial product can be further classified as capital item. So this capital item includes a number of items also. And the other types of industrial product could be supplies and service. Supplies, this is office uses. This may not be further for further process. This is only for office uses. So in this case, as industrial product can be classified as these three parts, which is material and parts, capital items, supplies and services. So material also include goods that enter the product directly. It could be raw material or manufactured material, or it could be component in the parts. So materials and parts also include raw material, manufactured material, and components. So the consumer sales in most product consists of only one transaction compared to transaction takes place before one final sales. So which means, a transaction between a business to business could be for conversion process that follows. The conversion sequence shown below gives an idea of number of steps required to make any product. So whether it is parts or components, or it could be raw materials or manufactured material. So there are different processes to produce this material. There are different processes. So to produce a single component of a particular product, so we have to pass through different sequence of steps. So in this case, let's see some products or industrial product. Hair dryer is industrial product, hair dryer. So this hair dryer is made up of from different parts and materials. So in this case, let's start with how to develop industrial product. This industrial product is hair dryer. To simply manufacture hair dryer, so we have to have these components. So within one product in hair dryer, fortunately, all of you are maybe using hair dryer. Fortunately, hair dryer ተጠቅማችሁ ታውቃላችሁ? ሁላችሁም hair dryer ከምን ይሰራል ብላችሁ ታስባላችሁ? ትንሽ ስለሆናችሁ እስኪ ንገሩኝ አንድ ባንድ። ቤተልሔም
የምን ኤር ድራየር?
hair dryer ፀጉር ማድረቂያ
ኦኬ እሱማ ፎሙ ፕላስቲክ አለው ዋናው እንትን ማያ
እሱን ነው አሁን ይሄ አንድ ኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት ይባላል ኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት ነው ስለዚህ ይሄን ለመስራት የተለያዩ ኮምፖነንት እና ማቴሪያሎች ያስፈልጋሉ ስለዚህ ከምን ይሰራል ብለሽ ታስቢያለሽ
እንትኑ ዋናው አንደኛ እንትን የሚለው ፕላስቲክ እና እንትኑ
ፕላስቲክ አለው
ብረት አለው ፎሙ እንዲወጣ
እሺ ብረት አለው
እንትን አየር ሙቀት አየር እንዲያወጣም
ፋኖቹ ኤሌክትሪክ
አለው እንደገና ደግሞ ውስጥ የሆነ እንትኖች አሉት
there are different electronic materials
ኢቱን መጨመሪያ መቀነሻ ምናምን ነገር እየተባለ እንትን የሚባሉ ነገሮች አሉት ውስጥ ደግሞ ሌላ የራሱ ትንንሽዬ ማቴሪያሎች ማለት ነው
ስለዚህ አሁን እስኪ ሌሎቻችሁ እስኪ ለምሳሌ ለስንት ደቂቃ ያህል ይቆያል ምናምን እየተባለ ኮንትሮሊንግ ኤንድ ስዊቺንግ ኮምፖነንትም ይኖረዋል እነዛን ኤሌክትሪክ የሚያያዝ ዋየር ፕላግ ይኖረዋል ስለዚህ እነዚህ ነገሮች 5 ሜጀር ኤሌመንቶች አሉት ማለት ነው ሄር ድራየር ለመስራት ስለዚህ እያንዳንዱ ለምሳሌ ፕላስቲክ ሼል አለው አይደል ፕላስቲክ ሼል ይሄ ከጭንቅላታችን የሚገባው ማለት ነው ሂቲንግ ኤሌመንት አለው ሞተር ኤንድ ፋን አለው controls and switch this is a device that control the heat as well as the timing and so on since it works with some electronics so there is a wire and a plug so each element made up of from different parts or different materials raw material so this raw material is first processed into processed raw material and this processed material could be part and sub-assembly so this is coming to a final product which is a final assembly so this final assembly is taken by marketing intermediary or distributors this distributor could be wholesaler or retailer final delivered to consumer so this is the process starting from the material to the consumer level so this is the conversion process so to illustrate more so the plastic part made from oil this raw material the plastic part raw material comes from oil exploitation company so this company so the byproducts of oil could become some parts of plastic material even more plastic or plastics are made from oil byproducts so refined companies so this oil exploitation company sell some oil products to a refinery company this refinery company sells as product or processed material to plastic modular manufacturing company or this could change it into plastic model so this plastic model make the plastic parts so this came from this process first it could be raw material the oil and some processed oil product or material could be processed material this process is further classified into manufactured parts and sub-assembly. So this sub-assembly is combined into parts. And this part could be a final assembler or a final product. Since the hair dryer has 5 elements, the other element is heat element. Heat element from iron mining company. This iron mining company make steel mining company or steel milling company make some heat and fan parts. So that will make it, the hair dryer generating heat. So that's why it's heat element. And the other is manufacturing dryer Taiwan. This is a kind of the cover that made from aluminium. Maybe familiar with the word. So aluminium company makes some aluminium product, and this aluminium product is the part of the dryer. So the combination of these three make manufacturing dryer some product. So this product is taken by a distributor, marketing dryer Taylor. This is a distributor. So this distributor sells to the whole market, a wholesaler. This wholesaler is a dealer. So this wholesaler take from the manufacturing company or distributor or this kind of agent and sell to the retailer. The retailer sell to the final customer. So in this case, finally, you can take all this process to produce hair dryer, and you can use as a customer and retailer. So this is how industrial product is, goes through a different process. So clear major difference between consumer and business to business market. So far we have been discussed some of the major difference between consumer market and business to business market or industrial market. So one of the major difference could be internal to the company, independence of department. There are independent department in industrial market, which means there are different departments which is responsible to produce raw material. There are also another department which is responsible to make parts and components, and there are also different departments responsible to merge all these products, all these inputs and materials to bring final product. So this case, there are independent departments within industrial market. So the difference in product management responsibility. So each product has its own management. So the responsible, maybe for raw materials, there is a responsible body. For work in process or material in process, there are also different departments responsible. So in this case, there is a different product management responsibility. So in terms of strategy, in consumer market, there is product strategy. In industrial market, the strategy is corporate strategy. The strategy is developed at corporate level than product level. So in this case, customers or marketing more rational decision. Rational decision depending on price, depending on cost. So when there are two products, industrial products, and if you want to purchase one of them, so you have to compare the cost and the quality. So narrow customer base, since the customer is few in terms of numbers, so the base of this industrial market is customer based, which is narrow customer based. Narrow in a sense, few customer base, or few number of customers. So more buying influence and location. So what matters in customer is the location. There are also different segmentation. You may use different segmentation based on different criteria, either geographical segmentation, or there are also different environmental segmentation. In this case, in industrial market, the customer is, has different character, because their differentiation strategy could be, different. So in this industrial market, personal contact is more important. Personal contact. So instead of asking the customer's need, so you have to contact someone in that organization. So personal contact in industrial market is very important. The marketing process depends on the personal contact. So uncontrollable or environments. There are different environments that affect the marketing process of industrial market, like technology. So technology sometimes brings some advantage or disadvantage over this industrial market. And most of the demands of this product could be private demand. Demand as a result of owning another product. So in this case, most of the industrial product demand could be private demand. Private. It's not real demand. A demand drawn from other products, or sometimes as a result of having one product, so you need another product. So this is known as a driven or a driven demand. Less end users information. The end users may be departments. Products are purchased at industrial level and further, sent to end users. The end users, so we don't need to have more information about the end users. So whether industrial product or consumer product, so they do have different utilities. Production and marketing of goods and services are essentials for a sense of economy. So when we produce, or production and marketing of industrial product create 4 types of utility. This utility could be form utility. Simply, utility means the measure of satisfaction. So in this case, we can create form utility through production department. Form utility. You can change the input into an output. The conversion of raw material and component into finished goods, this results form utility. You can create a form. And the transportation, delivery of products within specified time period. That creates delivery or time utility. Most of the time utility is created by marketing department. Place utility, so the availability of goods and services where consumer want them or need them. So this is simply creating place utility. Create whenever the product is demanded. So in this case, this is the responsibility of marketing department in collaboration with transportation. Or sometimes there are different separate departments in large business organization. Transportation and warehouse department. Or if there is no separate department, this will be taken over by marketing department. So in this case, form utility is created by production, time, place, and ownership. You know ownership. In marketing, there is a transfer of title from the purchaser, from producer to purchaser. So in this case, this could be facilitated by marketing department. So marketing department will create possession utility. Except form utility, all other utilities are created by marketing department. So in this case, as a marketer, you are important to create these three utilities in industrial market. If you are a marketer in industrial market, so you have to create this three utility. Okay, since you are a marketing student, so there are some confusion between selling and marketing. Can you give me some difference between selling and marketing department or function? So people sometimes, people far from marketing may use interchangeably both these terms, interchangeably. ግን እንደ ማርኬተር ደግሞ ልዩነታቸውን ማወቅ ይኖርብናል። What's the major difference?
ማርኬቲንግ የመጀመሪያ ስራው አይደንቲፋይንግ ፕሮዳክቱን ነው፣ ምን አይነት ፕሮዳክት እንደሆነ ማሳየት ነው ስራው። ሴሊንግ ደግሞ እንትን ነው፣ ሴልሶቹ ደግሞ እቃው እንዲሸጥ ማድረግ ነው። ከሰው ጋር እየተገናኙ ስለ ፕሮዳክቱ እየነገሯቸው ኮንቪንስ እያደረጓቸው መሸጥ ማለት ነው።
So which one is broader, marketing or selling? Marketing. እስኪ ሴልስ ሚል ሰው አለ ከእናንተ ውስጥ? ሴልስ okay, የለም። Marketing is simply the process of executing or the process of identifying the customer's need up to selling the product. This is the process. Selling is the end process of marketing, the end process, or simply the from the process, the end points of the process could be selling, which is communicating the customer at the end of the process. Once you identified the customer's need, develop the product, set the price, and finally selling. So in this case, selling is narrow, and people sometimes may use interchangeably. This is because of lack of some concepts of marketing. So let's see their major difference. Point of difference between these two terms, the starting point. Selling starts from the market, the factory, once the product produced. Marketing starts from the marketplace to identify the customer's need. Selling focus on existing product. Convince customers and sell what they do have in their hand with the existing product. Marketing focus on the customer's need to develop a new product. The means why we conduct selling. So selling and promoting the means. There are different techniques, selling and promoting. There are 5 promotional techniques. So from this, selling, it could be personal selling or sales promotion. But marketing uses the integrated marketing techniques. Integrated marketing techniques, I hope you may be familiar with these marketing tools. Starting from the conception of the product, identifying, or sometimes ምንድን ነው የሚባሉት እስኪ የማርኬቲንግ ኢንተግሬትድ ማርኬቲንግ ቴክኒክ የሚባሉት ምን ይነግረኛል? ኮርስ ወስዳችኋል እዚህ ላይ? ኢንተግሬትድ ማርኬቲንግ ቴክኒክስ የሚጠቀመው ማለት ነው።
እነዚህ ፕላኒንግ ምናምን ነገር
ያ ወደ ስንት ፒ ተጠቅተዋል? around 5
7 ወይ 5
ልክ እነሱን ማለት ነው የሚጠቀመው ማርኬቲንግ starting from planning to develop the product up to setting the price. Yeah, there are a number of techniques. A combination of different techniques will be applied in marketing process, whereas only selling and promoting. Promoting, we simply try to promote the product and sell to the customer. That's simply the end results of the marketing process. And what's finally end up with the selling and the marketing process? So profit through volume selling. Profit achieved through, by selling huge amount or high volume of sales or high volume of revenue, whereas in marketing, profit through satisfaction. As a marketer, so you have to earn a profit through bringing satisfaction to their customer. So what's the ultimate relationship between this integrated marketing is partnership. Partnership will be, or your customer will be your partner. If and only if, customers are satisfied, so they can loyal and remain your partner. But regardless of satisfaction, selling process will earn profits. So this is some of the major differences. You may be, more familiar if you study the 5 marketing philosophies. 5: production, marketing, product, and societal marketing. So these were, illustrated more in that chapter. So this is the marketing definition. So the previous is business marketing, this is a little bit pure marketing. So marketing is the process of planning and executing or implementing the conception. By the way, this conception indicates, production of goods or product is the first P. Conception means development of products. Conception. starting from if you attend the morning session, product can be developed starting from idea generation to commercialization. So in this case, the process of bringing a new idea, screen out, develop, test the market, develop the prototype product could be conception. Conception means the general terminology used to develop a product. Once we develop the product, so we have to implement pricing. Pricing means simply set a price for a product using a different approach. And there are, this is the 4P. The 4P. So this indicates promotion. Promotion, either it could be in the form of advertisement, the selling, or in terms of personal sharing or publicity. Distribution of goods, or this is known as place. This could be place. So in this case, marketing is simply the process of applying or implementing the 4P. So in this case, this distribution of goods and services creating an exchange. So whenever there is an exchange, there should be two parties, the buyer and the seller. So the buyer or the seller could be individuals or business organization. If they were individuals, family or households, could be consumer market. If the buyer is business organization like manufacturing, hospital, education, private sector, and so on, it could be industrial market. So this exchanges, to achieve organizational objectives. This organizational objective could be profit, or it could be increasing the market share. So this is the definitions of marketing. This is two types of marketing. So the approach is different. Transaction-based and relationship-based. Sometimes if you focus on transaction-based marketing, it would only serve for a short period of time. Have you ever visited Mercato and purchased a kind of product? እስኪ ከእናንተ ውስጥ መርካቶ ሄዶ ዕቃ ይገዛል? whatever, ምንም አይነት ዕቃ ማለት ነው። ኮንሱመር ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ፕሮዲውሰር ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ግን በብዛት ኮንሱመር ነው ልትገዙ የሚችሉት። ማርኬቲንግ ሲስተሙ ሪሌሽን ቤዝድ ነው ወይስ ምን ይመስላችኋል? ነው ወይስ ትራንዛክሽን ቤዝድ?
ትልልቅ እንትኖች ከሆኑ አሁን ለሱቆች ምናምን ነገር ከሆነ ትራንዛክሽን ከስተመር ቤዝድ ነው የሚሆነው።
which is relationship based
ሪሌሽንሺፕ ቤዝድ ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። ግን ፎር አንድ ሰው ጸጥ ብሎ ዴይ ባይ
working customer
ደግሞ ሲሆን እሱ እንትን ነው ይሄ
transaction based
የሆነ ቦታ ዋጋውን ታመጣጥነዋለህ የፈለክበት ቦታ ሄደ ነው የምትገዛው ማለት ነው።
እነሱም ሻጮቹ ከፈለጉ የ100 ብሩን ዕቃ በ500 ብር ሊሸጡላችሁ ይችላሉ። relationship based ሳይሆን transaction based ስለሆነ ማለት ነው። and this is in terms of time only serves for short term period. For organizations it could be only to make sales. Whereas in terms of relationship based marketing, so as a marketer, so which approach is best? Since you are running a sustainable business. የትኛውን ትመርጣላችሁ እንደ ማርኬተር?
Mr. Definition transaction based marketing ማለት ነው.
Transaction based means only your commitment, your concern is
በትምህርት ከፍ ብሎ መብረር ይቻላል። ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ከከፍተኛ ትምህርት አግባብነትና ጥራት ኤጀንሲ ሙሉ ዕውቅናን ባገኘንባቸው በማስተርስ ዲግሪ MBA በስትራቴጂክ ማኔጅመንት፣ MBA በባንኪንግ እና ፋይናንስ፣ MBA በቢዝነስ ሊደርሺፕ፣ MBA በሪስክና ኢንሹራንስ፣ MSc በኢንተርናሽናል ትሬድ እና ኢኮኖሚክስ ዘርፎች በእውቀት ለመቅረጽ የበቁ ፕሮፌሰሮቻችን አረንጓዴ መብራታቸውን አብርተዋል። በነገራችን ላይ በኬንያ ሀገር ከሚገኙ ስመጥር ዩኒቨርሲቲዎች በሚመጡ ፕሮፌሰሮች የትኩረት መስክ ትምህርቶቹ መሰጠታቸው ልዩ ያደርገናል። በምርጥ የትምህርት ስርዓት የተገነባው ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ በመጀመሪያ ዲግሪ በአቪዬሽን ማኔጅመንት፣ በሆቴል ማኔጅመንት፣ በአካውንቲንግ እና ፋይናንስ፣ በማርኬቲንግ ማኔጅመንት አስተማማኝ ትምህርት ይገቢውና ራስዎንና ሀገሮን ይለውጡ። አድራሻ 22 አደባባይ ወደ ሾላ በሚወስደው መንገድ ላይ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ህልሞን እውን ያደርጋል።
ጥያቄ የጠየቅሽ ነበር አይደል? ማን ነበር ጥያቄ?
አዎ እየጠየቅኩ ነበር።
እሺ ትራንዛክሽን ቤዝድ እንግዲህ ምናልባት በትክክል ይገለጸው አይገለጸው አላውቅም በአማርኛ ሽያጭን ብቻ መሰረት ያደረገ ሽያጭ ከሽያጩ ጋር ነው እንጂ ከደንበኛው ጋር ያለን ቅርርብ ያለን ሪሌሽንሺፕ ምናልባት እንግዲህ አንዳንዶች ምን ይላሉ አራኔ ሽያጭ ብቻ ሳይሆን የወደፊት ደንበኝነታችን ይበልጣል ይላሉ። that wants to create a relationship marketing but their marketing approach or simply marketing is the process of planning and implementing product pricing, selling, distribution, and so on. This type of marketing is if it is for a short period of time, which is profit oriented, only to make a transaction. So that is transaction based. But if the marketing is for a long term or for a long period of time, you need a relationship with your customer. And this customer will visit again and again. So this is relationship marketing. Transaction-based marketing is simply a marketing process based on or seek for profit or sales, not for relationship. So this is their major difference. Transaction-based marketing is only for a short period to make sales, relatively low customer priorities. So instead of giving priority for their customer, so they provide or they give priorities for their sales. In relationship marketing, their emphasis is on customer retention. Try to retain, try to attract more customers rather than losing existing customer. So in terms of customer contacts, transaction-based marketing is low to moderate in terms of customer contact. Since this kind of marketing is concerned only for sales, only for profit. So they don't care about the customer. Their priority is low. So in this case, customer contact, you will not again visit that company if their marketing approach is transaction-based. But in relationship marketing, the customer has a relationship with the company. So frequently we'll visit that company. So in this case, the frequency of contact for customer could be high in relationship marketing. Degree of commitment, customers are committed for relationship marketing, but their relationship for customer best could be low. You don't care about for businesses that doesn't care for their customer. So since the priority in customer market or transaction-based market is low, so your response would be low. And the other, the basis for seller, customer interaction. So whenever you make transaction-based marketing, there might be a conflict. There might be, in marketing process, there might be a conflict. So in this conflict, the marketer or this company has conflict manipulation technique. They try to manipulate conflict. But in a relationship marketing based companies, so they will solve problems in collaboration with cooperation as well as with trust. So this is the source of quality primarily from production, but company-wide commitment. So transaction-based marketing approach focus only in production process only. But in relationship-based marketing, the quality is their philosophy, their management philosophy. It could be, company-wide. It could be. Everyone is concerned about quality. But in transaction-based, only focused on the outlet or the production system only. This is the major difference between transaction-based marketing and relationship marketing. So as a company, so which marketing approach is appropriate nowadays? የትኛውን ትመርጣላችሁ ከነዚህ ማርኬቲንግ ሪሌሽንሺፕ? ለምሳሌ አሁን የሆነ ድርጅት ብታቋቁሙ ወይም ተቀጥራችሁ ብትገቡ እንበልና አስ ማርኬተር የትኛውን አፕሮች ነው የምትከተሉት ወይም ድርጅቱ እንዲከተል ሪኮመንድ ብታረጉት?
Relationship based marketing.
Relationship. Okay. So this depends on the situation sometimes, but which one is more? Since the business environment is uncertain, so we need
ሪሌሽንሺፓችን በጣም ስትሮንግ ከሆነው ጋር ነው እንትን ለምን እቃ ራሱ ቢበላሽ የማይሆን እቃ ራሱ ቢሰጡን በእንደዚህ የቆየ ግንኙነትና ከስተመር ቤዝ ስላለን ሄደን ኤክስቼንጅ ማድረግ እንችላለን ወይም ኮምፕሌን አድርገን ዲስካውንት ማድረግ እንችላለን። እነዚህ ብዙ ሪሌሽንሺፕ ሲኖር ብዙ አይነት ፖዚቲቭ የሆኑ ነገሮች አለ የሚደረጉ ማለት ነው።
ለምሳሌ ምን አይነት ቢዝነስ አለው መሰለሽ? አይመከርም፣ ግን ትራንዛክሽን ቤዝድ ማርኬቲንግ የሚባሉት ይሄ ሰስቴኔብል ያልሆኑ ቢዝነሶች ታውቂያለሽ? ሰስቴኔብል ያልሆኑ የረጅም ጊዜ እቅድ የሌላቸው ቢዝነሶች ይሄ ኪክ ኤንድ ራን የሚባለው አይነት ቢዝነስ እዚህ የሆነ ኦፖርቹኒቲ ይጠቀማሉ just for a short period of time ከደንበኛ ጋር ግንኙነት ኖራቸው አልኖራቸው የረጅም ጊዜ አስጨነቃቸው። የሚያስጨንቃቸው ምንድነው? አሁን ትርፍ ማግኘት አለብን ብለው ስለሚያስቡ። ስለዚህ ምናልባት the nature of the business ለምሳሌ long term sustainable business run ማድረግ ካለብን we have to take relationship marketing approach. We have to. ስለዚህ ወደዚህ ማለፍ እንችላለን to the second chapter of the course. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, you may be familiar with the core concepts of marketing, the core concepts.
Oh.
Okay. The need, want, and demand. Can you elaborate? I mean, can you define, briefly what's need, demand, and want? Anyone.
Need
የምንለው
Okay.
ኒድ የምንላቸው እንትኖቹ ነው። ይሄ ቤዚክ ነገሮቻችን ናቸው። ፉድ፣ ክሎዝ እና ሸልተር ማለት ነው። ዋንት ደግሞ አክሰሰሪዎችን ናቸው። አሁን እንደ ቤት ሸልተር ሲኖር እቃ ውስጥ ቤት ውስጥ የምታስቀምጣቸው አክሰሰሪዎቹ ናቸው ኒድ ዋንት የምንላቸው ማለት ነው። እሱ ዋንት ደግሞ ወደ ዲማንድ ይቀየራል። ወደ ፍላጎታችን ወደ ግዴታ ምናምን ነገር እንደ ቤዚክ ነገር መስሎን የምናስቀምጣቸው ነገር ይሆናሉ ማለት ነው።
ኒድ የምንለው ስቴት ኦፍ ዲፕሬሽን ነው። ወንት የምንለው ደግሞ የሚያስፈልገን ነገር ነው። ዲማንድ ደግሞ የምንለው ዊሊንግነስ ቱ ዱ ኦር ቱ ፔይ።
Okay, so we can generalize that need is a state of felt deprivation. So can a marketer create a need? እስኪ ቼክ ማርኬተር ኒድ ሊፈጥርልን ይችላል? እስኪ አስቡበትና can a marketer create the need?
No.
Why?
Because need የምንላቸው ቤዚክ ነገሮቻችን ሲሆኑ
a state of felt deprivation. So no one makes this, felt deprived. This is natural. Now, according to Abraham Maslow, there are 5 hierarchy of human need. 5. So in this case, what is important for a marketer is to identify the need, not create the need. So want is every human beings, need food. Human being need, something to be drinking to satisfy their thirsty. So in this case, every human need food. What type of food? A need shaped with culture could be want. Need shaped with culture. Every human being, need food. So Ethiopians need to satisfy their hunger. So what type of food? That's common, is that not? ምንድነው እኛ የምንፈልገው? እስኪ ሲርበን ምግብ ያስፈልገዋል። ሁሉም ሰው ይርበዋል። So we Ethiopians need injera with what? Our favorite dish. But an American maybe, need food. So what type of food? Maybe other than injera. So in this case, want is, a need shaped with culture. So you need food. What type of food? Depending on our culture. Injera with what? So if we do have the ability to purchase and willing to purchase that food, which is injera with what? It could be a demand. So demand is a want backed with buying and the ability to buy, or the willingness to buy, the ability to pay for it. So in this case, it could be a demand. So for industrial market, the demand is as a result of having another product. So that's why it is derived demand. So there are 4 types of demand. 4 types. The other is a kind of, using reverse elasticity and cross elasticity. This is a little bit, modified from price insensitivity and price sensitivity. So in this case, this is a different types of demand. In consumer demand, there are derived demand, there are real demand, there are a regular demand, there are a latent demand. There are different, I hope you maybe remember, different types of demand in consumer market. Real demand, expected or latent demand, irregular demand, seasonal demand, and so on. So in this chapter, we'll see industrial market demand, industrial market. So demand for industrial product, it's necessary to understand the nature of demand for industrial product. We have to understand the nature of industrial demand, and we have to also understand factors that influence the demand for industrial goods. Because the demand for business goods or industrial products has some distinctive feature than consumer goods has, or vice versa. Vis-a-vis means simply vice versa. There are different features that consumer goods has, but business goods or industrial goods doesn't or do not have. So in this case, there are distinct features. Distinct means simply specific or particular characteristics of industrial goods. So types of demand: direct demand, or this is a demand generated directly from demanding a particular product, when the product is bought for the final consumption of the consumer. This could be direct demand or it can be real demand. So this is for business, for consumer market. Whereas for industrial market, the demand for industrial goods is derived demand in contrast to the direct demand. That's characteristics of a consumer. So when the product is derived from the demand for some other product, so you need, let me give you one example. As industrial business or a business organization, you may purchase computer. So once you purchase a computer, this computer requires another product. So you need software. This software, or the demand for software, is as a result of having computer. So a demand for software could be a derived demand. While we purchase a computer, the computer is demanded to process some organizational information. So having an information within the organization requires another product, a demand for computer. This industrial product has derived demand. So derived demand means simply a demand for a product as a result of having another product or other product. this is the chain of demand. Demand for garments, a demand for clothes, a demand for yarn, a demand for cotton. So this is, sequence of or a chain of derived demand. First, you need a garment. For this garment, you need, clothes, or simply having a garment company, so you need to purchase a clothes. So this clothes requires this input, which is demand for yarn. So yarn made from what? Cotton. So you need cotton. So as a result of, the demand for garment, so you will have this three demand, or demand for three: clothes, yarn, and cotton. So this is chain of demand. So this chain of lead to raw cotton demand. So in this case, only one chain of derived demand. You may be require, a car. Car requires a tire. Tire requires, a timberland. I mean, there are three, which is tire tree. So in this case, you need a production of this tire, or you need another product. You need a bread. Actually, this bread is consumer market actually. So there are a chain of demand that requires, another demand. The demand for garments generates a host of other demand chain, like demand for sewing machine. You need a garment, so in this case, so you need sewing machine. You need a needle. You need a button or hook to make zip. So in this case, this is derived demand generated from a need or a demand for garment. So the demand for capital goods is derived from consumer goods or other goods produced by those capital goods. So in this case, in one way or another, the demand for industrial product is derived demand. So this is other chain of demand. Derived nature of demand sometimes result in a very violent fluctuation in the demand of capital goods. Changing the demand, this is a kind of explanation for derived demand. So the productivity of the machinery will also need another demand or another industrial product demand. So in this case, there are a sequence of derived demand, which is different from a direct demand. So this is some of the marketing implications of derived demand. If you want to have industrial product, so that industrial product also needs another industrial product. So one demand requires another product, or a demand for one product requires a demand for another product. So in this case, the sequence of different demands are developed in industrial products. So as a marketer of industrial marketer, so you have to promote a product that requires a sequence of products. sequence of products. So, is there any ambiguity between derived demand and the direct demand? Anyone?
من
Is there any ambiguity between direct demand and derived demand? እስኪ ግልጽ ያልሆነላችሁ ካለ ዳይሬክት ዲማንድ እና በድራይቭድ ዲማንድ
ቲቸር ግልጽ አልሆነልኝም። ሁለቱም ዳይሬክትም ድራይቭ ዲማንድ ነው።
ለምሳሌ ዳይሬክት ዲማንድ ማለት በኮንሱመር ማርኬት ለምሳሌ ምግብ ብትመገቢ ለምግብ ያለሽ ፍላጎት ወይም የመግዛት አቅም direct demand. Since you want the product just to satisfy yourself ማለት ነው direct demand. ወይ ለምሳሌ አሁን ልብስ የምትገዢው መልበስ ስላለብሽ ጫማ የምትገዢው መጫመት ስላለብሽ ይሆናል ማለት ነው እንጂ ጫማ የምትገዢው ልብስ ስለገዛሽ ወይም በሌላ ምክንያት ተነስቶ አይደለም ቀጥታ የደንበኛው ፍላጎት ለማርካት direct የሚለው to satisfy the customer's need ነው derived demand ግን የከስተመር ለምሳሌ ኢንዱስትሪያል ከስተመር ቢሆን ያን ፕሮዳክት የሚገዛው ሌላ ፕሮዳክት በመግዛቱ ምክንያት የመጣበት ፍላጎት ስለሆነ ነው ማለት ነው ለምሳሌ አንድ ሰው መኪና ቢገዛ ፊውል ያስፈልገዋል አሁን መኪና ገዛ ማለት ፊውልን ለራሱ ኮንሰፕሽን አይደለም የሚጠቀምበት ለምንድን ነው የሚጠቀምበት ለመኪናው having a car demands or develop a demand for a fuel for a tire and so on ልክ እንደዚህ ማለት ነው ድራይቭድ ማለት ሌላ ዕቃ በመግዛታችን ምክንያት ወይም ሌላ ዕቃ ስላለን በዛ ዕቃ ምክንያት የሚመጣ ፍላጎት ከሆነ ነው ማለት ነው ድራይቭድ ዲማንድ ማለት ነው So there are other types of joint demand. Many industrial products are characterized by joint demand because manufacturers of finished products requires many raw materials, sub-assemblies, and intermediates. So in this case, if you want to produce finished products, so you need raw materials. You need working process when sub-assemblies, materials in process, or you may require some intermediary materials. So the need for this material, raw material, sub-assembly could be a joint demand. Demand for this 3 or 4 requires as a result of the need to have finished goods. So marketing implication of joint demand is the buyer preference for a supplier who can supply a set of goods rather than a single goods. So what you want to purchase a product or raw materials, sub-assemblies and intermediates. So at a time, instead of purchasing separately from different suppliers. So what you want to purchase or develop a joint demand is searching for a combination of these 3 things: raw materials, sub-assemblies, and intermediates. Having these 3, will produce finished product. So the need for joint demand means the need for the 3 products at a time, which is raw materials, sub-assemblies, and intermediates. So the use of technology sometimes causes joint demand of a particular peripheral equipment or raw materials or other compatible items. You need these 3 things, in one location or in one equipment. That's the technological implication. So joint demand is very common in industrial marketing, and one has to take a cognizance of the same or recognized as the same, which is joint demand is important. Joint means simply collaboration, joint. A combination or joint demand means a combination of, raw materials, sub-assemblies, and intermediates demand. You need these 2 things at the time. So the requirement of or the demand for this 3 product, this 3 item could be a joint demand. So most of the time, industrial organizations requires, these 3 different things at a time. So before we proceed, yes.
Intermediate demand እና sub-assembly demand የምንለው ምንድን ነው? Intermediate demand እና sub-assembly demand የምንለው ምንድን ነው?
sub-assembly ማለት ለምሳሌ ምን አለ መሰለሽ sub-assembly ማለት raw material አይደለም ግን በተወሰነ መልኩ ፕሮሰስ ቢሆኑ ናቸው። እነዚህ ለኛ እንደ አንድ ኮምፖነንት ቅድም ምናልባት ታስታውሽ ከሆነ ሄር ድራየር እንትን ለማድረግ ምን ያስፈልገናል? ፕላስቲክ ያስፈልገናል፣ ኤሌክትሮኒክስ ያስፈልገናል፣ ሂት ኤሌመንት ያስፈልገናል and እነዚህ ምን ይባላሉ? አንድ ላይ sub-assemblies ይባላሉ። ኢንተርሚዲየት ማለት ደግሞ ወርኪንግ ፕሮሰስ ናቸው፣ ጅምሮች ማለት ነው። ወርኪንግ ፕሮሰስ ምናልባት አካውንቲንግ ኮርስ ውስጣችሁ አላውቅም፣ ያላለቀለት ከፊኒሽድ ጉድስ በፊት ያለው ኢንተርሚዲየት ይባላል። ኢንተርሚዲየት ስለዚህ አሁን የሮ ማቴሪያል ፍላጎት የኢንተርሚዲየት ፕሮዳክት ኢንተርሚዲየት አይተሞች አሉ ያላለቀላቸው ፊኒሽድ ጉድስ ያልሆኑ ግን ከሮ ማቴሪያል ያለፉ ፕሮሰስ የተደረጉ ማለት ነው። ሰብ-አሴምብሊ ማለት ደግሞ እንደ ፓርትስ ነው ማለት ነው። ፓርቶች ለምሳሌ አሁን ጎማ ሰብ-አሴምብሊ ልትዩ ትችላለች። ሰብ-አሴምብሊ መስታወት ሰብ-አሴምብሊ ልትዩ ትችላለች ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ አንድ ላይ እነዚህ ሮ ማቴሪያሉ ሰብ-አሴምብሊውን ኢንተርሚዲየሪውን አንድ ላይ የምንፈልግ ከሆነ ምን ይባላል? ጆይንት ዲማንድ ይባላል ማለት ነው። The need or the demand for intermediary product or item, the need or the demand for raw material, the demand for work in process item or intermediary item could be joint demand. Joint means the need or the demand for 3 items at a time. As you work in process where intermediary demand ሳይሆን intermediate demand for intermediary items, a demand for sub-assemblies ይባላል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ sub-assembly የመግዛትን ፍላጎትና የመክፈል አቅም ምን እንለዋለን? demand for sub-assemblies። እሺ ሌላ So price sensitivity is the key factor affecting the company's pricing choice or strategy as well as the ultimate profits. So in this case, nowadays, customers are well informed about the products and the service alternatives. There are product alternatives or service alternative. There are different product benefits. There are different product features. There are different product qualities and different product price. There is a difference. Customers are well informed. So through different measures. So what are the measures or how customers are informed about the product quality, the product benefit, the product quality, price and alternative services? How? ደንበኞች የት ያውቃሉ? ለምሳሌ ስለ ፕራይስ ሴንሲቲቪቲ ስናወራ ፕራይስ ሴንሲቲቪቲ ማለት በአንድ ድርጅት በፕራይሲንግ ስትራቴጂ ወይም ቾይስ ላይ እና በፕሮፊታቢሊቲ ላይ ከፍተኛ አስተዋጽኦ የሚኖረው ወይም ተጽዕኖ የሚኖረው ፋክተር ነው። ስለዚህ ደንበኞች ስለ ፕሮዳክቱ ፕራይስ፣ ስለ ፕሮዳክቱ ኳሊቲ፣ አልተርኔቲቭ ፕሮዳክት፣ አልተርኔቲቭ ፕራይስ እንዳለ ዌል ኢንፎርምድ ናቸው። የት ያገኙታል ይህን ኢንፎርሜሽን? ዌል ኢንፎርምድ ማለት they do have enough information ማለት ነው። they do have. Where do this customer get this information? የት ያገኙ ይመስላችኋል? ኦኬ ስለ ፕራይስ ሴንሲቲቪቲ ስኬል እንራችሁ። ለምሳሌ አንድ ቀላል ኤግዛምፕል ልስጣችሁና ካፌ ሄዳችሁ ለምሳሌ ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ላይ እንትደበላችሁና በኋላ ወስዳችኋለሁ ወደ ኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት። መጀመሪያ የምታዩት ምኑን ነው? እስኪ ካለው ከሜኑ ዝርዝር ውስጥ የምታዩት ምኑን ነው? እስኪ ንገሩኝ።
ዋጋው።
ዋይ ለምን ዋጋ ታያላችሁ?
ለመክፈል ያለን አቅም ለማወቅ።
ኖርማሊ ሻይ ቢሆን ማለት ነው በጣም ዝቅተኛ የምንለው መጠጣት የፈለጋችሁትን መክፈል እንደምትችሉ ታውቁታላችሁ። ግን የመጀመሪያው የምታዩት ምንድነው? ዋጋው ነው፣ ዝርዝሩን ነው። የዋጋ ዝርዝሩን የምታዩት ስንት አይነት የሻይ አይነት አለ የሚለው ሳይሆን ምን ያህል ነው ዋጋው። ምክንያቱም ዋጋ በጣም ደንበኞች በጣም ሴንሲቲቭ ናቸው regardless of the income level. Regardless of, only few may not be sensitive towards the price, may not be sensitive to the price. Few, ግን በብዛት የምንለው ዋጋ ያያል። ስለዚህ አሁን ዋጋ ለአንድ ድርጅት የወደፊት ትርፋማነት ወሳኝነት አለው። ለምሳሌ ከፍተኛ ፕራይስ ቢያስቀምጥ ለፕሮዳክቱ ከፍተኛ ትርፍ ያገኛል ወይስ አያገኝም? ሌላው ኮንዲሽን ተታችሁት ማለት ነው። በቃ ሰዎች ፕራይስ ሴንሲቲቭ አይደሉም ኢንሴንሲቲቭ ናቸው ብትሉና ከፍተኛ ዋጋ ብታስቀምጡ ለጋችሁ ከፍተኛ ፕሮፊት ታገኛላችሁ። ከፍተኛ ፕሮፊት። ስለዚህ አንዳንዴ ምንድነው you have to know the price sensitivity of your customer, price sensitivity. So that's why in marketing process, first you have to segment the market based on demography. One of the classification of segmentation is demography. Demography, the study of population in terms of what? Age, in terms of sex, in terms of education level, in terms of income level. So in this case, you have to know the price sensitivity of a particular customer or a particular price. Some products are price sensitive, some products are not price sensitive. Very luxury products are not price sensitive. Do you agree with this? Very luxury products are not price sensitive. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
ለምሳሌ በጣም luxury product የምንላቸው እስኪ የሚነግረን በጣም luxury የምንላቸው yes በጣም luxury የምንላቸው አሁን ምናልባት ታስታውሱ ከሆነ ኢኮኖሚክስ ኮርስ ወስዳችኋል እንዴ? Okay. Types of goods. Luxury goods, necessity goods, and given goods. So luxury goods የምንላቸው በጣም ምንድን ነው luxury የቅንጦት ዕቃ የምንላቸው they are not price sensitive. ለምሳሌ እንቁ መግዛት ብትፈልጉ ለመግዛት ሐሳቡ ካላችሁ ዋጋው አስጨንቃችሁ ማለት ነው። ይሄን ያህል ጨመረ፣ ይሄን ያህል ቀነሰ አስጨንቃችሁ። ምናልባት በጣም luxury product ከምትሉት ውስጥ መኪና ምን አይነት መኪና ለምሳሌ ሃመር መንዳት ብትፈልጉ ምን ሊሆን ይችላል? የሃመር ዋጋ ከፍ ዝቅ ማለት ወይም የነ ፌራሪ ምናምን እነዚህ በጣም ከፍተኛ ውድ የሚባሉ መኪኖች ዋጋ አስጨንቃችሁ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በብዛት when you identify your product, so you have to make sure that your product is price sensitive or insensitive. You have to identify. So in this case, industrial products sometimes you have to identify whether they are price sensitive or not. So in this case, if the product is price sensitive, so the choice of the price will matter. If it is very sensitive, the change in the price could affect the demand. A slight change in price could affect the demand. Since a change in price will make customers shift to another organization. So how customers are well informed about the product service, the product alternative, product benefit, or quality as well as price in different means, through advertisement, through family members, through groups, through opinion leaders, social network, public information source, and newspaper and so on. So you can get information about the product, details through these things. So in this case, as a marketer of industrial product, you have to identify the price sensitivity of the products. So I think the time is over. So next we'll start with types of product which is price sensitive. So in this case, it's obvious. You cannot purchase products without gathering or searching more information about the product. Even consumer product, the cheapest product, you have to search for the price, the feature, and so on. So no one nowadays blindly purchase products without searching more information. So in this case, you have to know the price sensitivity of your product price. In this case, we'll see which products are more sensitive, which is price sensitive, which product is less sensitive, which is insensitive. If you change the product, the price of the product, the demand will not change. So in this case, the demand of this product or the price could be sensitive. If there is no change, whatever change we can make in price. So luxury products are not price sensitive, which is price insensitive. Necessity goods, they are price sensitive. A slight change, even in centers, so could change the demand. So in this case, we'll see price sensitivity and price elasticity. So any question with regard to price sensitivity and price insensitivity?
ልዩነት መፍጠር ዓላማችን ነው። ዓለም አቀፍ ተወዳዳሪ መሆን አለባችሁ። የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ ጥራትና ደረጃውን የጠበቀ ስልጠና በመስጠት ብቁ ዜጋ እያፈራን ነው። በፍላይት ኦፕሬሽን፣ በበረራ መስተንግዶ፣ በቲኬቲንግና ሪዘርቬሽን፣ በሆቴልና ቱሪዝም ሙያዎች አሰልጥነን ተወዳዳሪ እናደርጉታለን። ኮሌጃችን ካናዳ ከሚገኘው ኢንተርናሽናል ኤር ትራንስፖርት አሶሲዬሽን አያታና ከእንግሊዙ ICM ጋር በመተባበር ዓለም አቀፍ ዕውቅና ያለው ስልጠና እየሰጠ ይገኛል። በፍላይት ኦፕሬሽን በበረራ መስተንግዶ የምንሰጣቸው ስልጠና ከኢትዮጵያ ሲቪል አቪዬሽን ባለስልጣን ሙሉ ዕውቅና አለው። አድራሻ ከጎላጉል ታወር 22 አደባባይ ወደ ሾላ በሚወስደው መንገድ ላይ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ ህልሞን እውን ያደርጋል።